How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. Speaking of pretty much everywhere on the internet, I'm currently live on Twitch, hanging out, chilling with chat, talking to everyone from the Discord. You could have been here as well if you would have joined the Discord. So like I say in every single YouTube video, there's a link down in the description below. So make sure you join the Discord. You get notified whenever I go live on Twitch, like I am right now. You get notified whenever I post a new YouTube video. And it's just a cool place to hang out and chat and yap. So yeah, join the Discord. But yeah, another year of doing content has come and passed, which means it is time for another tier list. This is going to be a little bit different than the one I did last year. I feel like last year I just kind of freeballed it a little bit and just talked about animes that I liked a lot from that year. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing an actual like tier list, more so similar to how I've been doing like the character rankings for One Piece and things like that. So I'm going to be going over all of the anime and manga that I watched and or read during 2025. I already said this to the Twitch chat, but just to clarify for all of you guys, I am only going to be going over the things that I watched in 2025 that came out in 2025. So I'm not going to be going over older shows or mangas that I read. I'm not going to be going over One Piece, because all of the One Piece that I have watched over the course of this year, Water 7, Enies Lobby, Impel Down, Marineford, all of that, it did not come out in 2025, okay? It didn't. And besides, I also watched Foxy this year, so, you know, we'd have to drop everything down a little bit, okay? But yeah, we're going to be going over everything that I watched and or read in 2025 that came out in 2025. But I think that's pretty much everything I needed to go over. I think I just want to get straight into it. So yeah, let's just get into it. Just to be honest, there's going to be some of these that I haven't finished yet. Some of these that I haven't finished yet. For some of them, that's because I don't plan on finishing them, perhaps. They're obviously going to go down in the dropped tier. Some of these, it's going to be pretty obvious why I like them, why I don't like them, but I'm going to try and do my best to like elaborate on it a little bit. And if there is anything that you guys do have questions on, let me know. Drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe even. I don't know. Do something. Do something. Let me know if you guys are curious or interested in, you know, why I rated things certain ways if you disagree. But otherwise, I'm just going to get straight into it. So starting off, okay, so this is one that I started watching more recently. Status is the Assassin. Honestly, it's been kind of interesting because I feel like the past few years especially, I don't know why, I've been in like a really weird like isekai type kick, or like I guess fantasy in general type kick, but I feel like isekai especially has just been coming up more and more for me. It's like a genre that I don't know why, but I always end up watching, sometimes accidentally, sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know, we'll give this one a chance. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Isekais, they just keep popping up on my list. I don't know. But Status is the Assassin. Again, I haven't finished this one yet. I'm pretty close to finishing it. I have like 2 more episodes, I think. But it's going somewhere in here. I think it just goes in mid, honestly. There are much better isekais, especially isekais that came out like recently. Speaking of isekais that came out recently that are much better, I feel like this is gonna be like an unpopular in general. I feel like there are going to be tons of people who just disagree with my list. in general. But honestly, for me, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, bro. The premise is so fucking goofy. So first of all, for anyone who's unfamiliar with this show, this is an isekai where a Power Ranger dies fighting their big bad, right? Sorry if I'm spoiling this for you, but like it's within the first like 6 seconds of the show. A Power Ranger, specifically the Red Power Ranger, gets isekai'd, and he still has his morpher, and he still has access to his Megazord, and they still do like all of the Power Rangers, like the Sentai like tropes and everything like that. So they'll be in the middle of like fighting like a Minotaur, right? Just as an example, they'll be in the middle of fighting a Minotaur, and he'll do his morph, and they'll be like, what? Like, all these fantasy adventures are like, what the fuck is going on? Why are there random explosions happening? What is happening? Like, he'll just pull out, they'll be fighting like a big dragon, and he's just like, all right, here's my Megazord. They're like, where the fuck did that come from? Why do you just have a giant roll? What is that? For me, dude, is perfect. It's perfect. You guys already know, for those of you who have like been around the channel a long time, that I'm like a big Power Rangers head. Like dude, when I found out about Jason David Frank, I remember where I was. I was taking Leo on a walk when we still lived at our old apartment, and I was taking Leo for a walk. We literally had friends staying over at our house because we like were it was around a holiday, I think, and we had like a bunch of people over, and I got back from walking Leo, and I was just like, dude, like I was in such a weird mood for like the rest of that. Like, it was rough, dude. It was rough. Okay, Shield Hero season 4, another one that I am still working on. Honestly, I really want to finish it, but it just keeps getting like, it just keeps getting put on the back burner, if I'm being honest with you. I reacted to season 3, never posted it on YouTube, but I still have all of the reactions up for season 3. If you join the Discord, then, you know, you can see all the reactions for season 3 of Shield Hero. And probably by the time, not by the time this comes out, but ideally like early 2026, I want to make time to finish watching Shield Hero season 4 and put that up into the Discord. But yeah, Shield Hero season 4. I feel like the past 2 seasons of Shield Hero were kind of more so like setting the table, like very similar to like what season 3 Reincarnated as a Slime was like, where it wasn't about the super hype moments necessarily, at least from what I've seen so far of season 4. It wasn't necessarily about the super hype moments, but it was you know, more so about like just the kind of like politicking and behind the scenes type stuff, you know what I mean? Okay, so Fruit Master, bro, this has to be one of the weirdest magic systems I have seen in an anime. It's very, it's like someone like really liked One Piece, and they thought that they could do the same thing, and it just falls so fucking flat, dude. Yo, is that me? Oh shit, it's me. Okay, what up, me? Yeah. So Fruit Master, bro, it's slop. Fruit Master is slop. There's no other way to put it. I'm honestly surprised. I wasn't expecting to have like such a even spread. So I mean, I'm saying that pretty early on still, but yeah, Fruit Master is just slop, brother. It's just slop. Oh, okay. Appraiser. So there are like 5 other isekai type animes. So this is the tier list for every anime and manga that I read, watched, or reacted to on the YouTube channel across this past year. It has to be stuff that I watched this year that also released in 2025, or else we would just be doing a way too long of a tier list. And a lot of what I watched this year is One Piece, but I'm not caught up on One Piece, so like it would just be a weird tier list if I was like, all right, so Marineford compared to, you know, random isekai that came out in 2025. You know, it just wouldn't really make sense. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Appraiser, this is like, it's really interesting because there's like, off the top of my head, there's like 4 other animes that basically have the same premise, as far as like, and not even just in this genre specifically, but like there are also isekais that do the exact same thing. There are so many animes where like the whole power system is based around them being like having that appraiser ability and how like overpowered it is and things like that. But this one is just, compared to the other ones, I feel like there are so many better options that like are basically the same show. So for me, I think it just goes here. Like, it's not the worst, you know? It's definitely not the worst. There are other versions of this that are pretty shit. They're usually like somehow related to isekai, but yeah, I think it just goes there. Zatsutabi, 8 out of 10, bro. 8 out of 10. There are the shows that I watch for YouTube are so wildly different from the shows that I watch in my free time. But yeah, Zatsutabi, literally just a manga author traveling around and visiting like random tourist destinations, or just like, you know, hanging out at a hot springs with her friends in like the middle of this mountain village. It's just all these random manga authors just traveling and going on vacation, hoping that it'll give them like some inspiration to get better at their art. And it really reminds me of like a lot of Barakamon, which is like one of my favorite things that I've watched like in the past few years. I watched it like way after it came out, but it's one of my favorite things that I've watched recently. And yeah, it just gives me very similar vibes to that. So for that reason, Sharks, 8 out of 10. Ooh, bro, oh no, we're about to get into some divisive territories, I fear. Grand Blue Season 2. Man, I really liked Grand Blue Season 2. I really, really liked Grand Blue Season 2. Not just for the obvious reasons, but I can't explain why it goes here, but like it just goes here. Like it, for me, it's not quite, actually it kind of is. No, I'm gonna bump it up. I'm gonna bump it. It feels bad having so many things up here, but maybe I just watched a lot of things that I liked this year. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be the most overinflated category in this whole tier list, and I think that's going to upset people. But I have to do this the same way I do like my One Piece tier lists, where it's just purely based off of vibes and like my own biased decision making. Like it's a tier list. It's my personal tier list. Like I just have to do it that way. It has to be just the vibes I get. And Grand Blue, for me, 8 out of 10 show. 8 out of 10 show. It's perfect, wholesome vibes. I mean, wholesome feels like a weird way to describe Grand Blue, but you know what I mean. You know, I mean, if you've watched it, you know what I mean. But yeah, for me, Grand Blue Season 2, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 show. This is tough. So, for me personally, I feel like My Hero ended like phenomenally. I feel like that was the best possible ending based on like where we started with the show that we could have had. But I also feel like there are better seasons of My Hero. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I preferred the previous season to this final season. So it's... I don't know, man, because... Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there are better seasons of My Hero. I really liked the last season of My Hero, but I feel like for me, it was kind of... I don't know. Maybe it's just the nostalgia of watching a show for so many years. I feel like I want to rate it higher, but I feel like it just goes here, honestly. Kind of for the same reasons that Shield Hero is there. Because it's just like, it was... I really liked the previous seasons, and I feel like that makes me want to rate it higher. And I feel like just the fact that it was, 10 years of entertainment basically culminating at this one point in time makes me want to rank it higher. But I have enjoyed other seasons of My Hero more. So that's the reason why it's there versus being like 8 out of 10. Because in my brain, I think I already know like what I want to put in the Sanji tier. So obviously, for those of you who have been around for a minute, Sanji is my favorite of the Straw Hats. So that's just like my GOAT tier. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to put one anime and one manga up there, and I'm pretty sure I already know what they are. But yeah. Sakamoto Days. I mean, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. I feel like the fights in season 2 were definitely better, like in terms of just how they were choreographed and things like that. But season 1 of Sakamoto Days just took me by such surprise that I just like season 1 a lot more than I liked season 2 of Sakamoto Days. But like season 2 for me wasn't bad by any means. I wouldn't even call it mid. It was definitely carried by the aura of Sakamoto Days for sure. Same thing with Shangri-La Frontier season 2. I feel like season 2, there were moments of it that just did not feel as fun as season 1. But I don't want to put it in mid. You know what I mean? Like, it was still so fun, like, consistently throughout the whole thing, that I feel like putting it in mid is just wrong. But in my brain, season 2 of Shangri-La Frontier is kind of somewhere in between these two. But I kind of want to just put it at the bottom here because, like, dude, there are just so many moments of that show that are like nostalgic for me. Like, being someone who really was like a big fan of SAO. Like, dude, I don't care. I like all of the SAO shows. Like, all of the SAO shows, all of the SAO movies, I liked all of them. I don't care. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I know there's a lot of people who shit on SAO, and yeah, I'm not one of them, bro. I like SAO. Shut up. I like it. Okay. So I feel like Shangri-La Frontier kind of gets to spiritually live off of that, like, energy that I have for SAO. So yeah, just goes right there. Okay. Osan Newbie Adventurer. I watched the first season of this anime back when it came out. I think it was, I want to say 2023. It might have been 2024, but I think it was 2023 is when the first season of the anime came out. I'm now fully current with the manga, or at least I'm current with the translations for the manga, and basically reading that every month. But yeah, bro, Osan Newbie Adventure is such a fun show, and like the manga keeps that same energy. Like, it's just fun, dude. It's just so fun because there's so much random shit that happens in that show. There's, because like the main character, he's just hella strong, punches things really hard, but then his whole like crew of characters is so insane. Like right now, there is the current plot where I'm at in the manga right now. I'm gonna do my best not to spoil things, but the current plot in the manga is literally them trying to steal a nuclear missile. That's not an exaggeration. That's not me trying to compare like a magical weapon to something. They are trying to steal a nuclear missile. Bro, it's, if you have the spare bandwidth to read anything, bro, go read it. Go read Osan Newbie Adventure. Go read it, because quite literally one of the funnest, like most anachronistic things that it's just so fun. It's just so fun. 8 out of 10. Damn, I don't read a lot or watch a lot of shitty things, huh? I guess the things that at least so far, the things that I've like put on here, like, this is pretty good, huh? Oh, the beginning after the end. So I did not dislike this as much as the entire anime community did. For me, I feel like I would have put it in mid, probably, just based off the vibes, but I do have a very specific tier for shows like The Beginning After the End, and that is right here. Twitter would not shut up. There are some shows where, like, the discourse around the show gets so fucking polluted and so fucking toxic that because of the community surrounding the show, or like surrounding the light novel, the manga, like, they just make my enjoyment of the show worse by the fan base existing. And that's what this tier is for. Because for me, The Beginning After the End is mid. It's just mid. Like, it's fine. It's whatever. There are really hype moments. There are really cool moments, but then you like are like, yo, look at this show. It's got really cool art. And you'll tweet out a screen cap. This looks sick. And then your replies, your DMs are just flooded with people who are like, did you know the artist actually said that he didn't like the anime adaptation? I'm like, shut up, dude. I just want to say I liked this one fuck. So yeah, The Beginning After the End, one of those shows where the fan base reaction online brought down the show, in my opinion. It made the show less enjoyable to talk about, just by virtue of that community existing. You know what I mean? So yeah. Way down. Takopi's Original Sin, brother. This show hit me like a fucking ton of bricks, brother. I know you guys have me watch a lot of sad shit. Rate One Piece out of 10. I'm not gonna rate one. I am on Marineford, but no, I'm not on Marineford. That's just I am now currently on Fishman Island. But like, I can't put One Piece on this tier list. So the whole point of this tier list is it shows that came out in 2025, or mangas that came out in 2020, or were currently airing in 2025, that I watched in 2025. I did not watch any new One Piece in 2025 because I'm still going through it, you know? I still got a lot of catching up to do on One Piece. So I feel like I can't accurately rate it, you know what I mean? Like, I can tell you what stuff I did like from one. In fact, if you stick around, I'm going to be rating all of the pre-time skip arcs of One Piece. Because now I'm time skipped, you know? So I'm going to be rating all of the pre-time skip arcs of One Piece. But for now, just the 2025 animes and mangas. Where was I at? Oh yes, Tukopi. We're on Tukopi. Yeah. So you guys have me watch so much sad, depressing shit on my channel. Like I don't even know how many. It's incalculable how many times I cried in 2025 watching animated content. Tukopi's Original Sin definitely tacked on a few numbers to that. But like I kind of said this at the beginning, I already know what's going in my top tier up here. And I know that there's going to be people who fully disagree with this. But Tukopi is going to go right here. Is going to go, nope, hold on. Right there. I assume Tukopi is probably... Bro, the Going Merry scene wrecked me. I almost made it through that whole scene without crying. The thing that did me was when Luffy started crying. When Luffy started crying, that's when it did it for me. Oh, One Punch Man. So... One Punch Man could very easily go in either of these two categories. Burn, brother. Don't. Jiraiya, brother. So I just finished my collection for Christmas, dude. I just finished my collection for... Shut up. No, you do not have season 3 of One Punch Man in S tier. No, you do not. I know for a fact you don't. I guarantee. If you, bro, you're gonna get lit up. You're gonna get lit up in Discord, brother. You're gonna get lit up in Discord. Yeah, maybe you have it as S tier on your thumbnail. Maybe you have it on S tier in your thumbnail. See, it's not that it's bad. See, there's a reason why I have those tiers. There's a reason why I have the like slop tier and the Twitter would not shut up tier. So for me, I could see myself putting One Punch Man in either of these three categories. But the reason why I have this tier specifically is because shows like The Beginning After the End, or shows like One Punch Man Season 3, where like I would probably just call it like a mid show where it has like some bad animation and things like that. The online discourse around the show, like, it can diminish my enjoyment of the show. And that's what happened for The Beginning After the End and for One Punch Man Season 3. Like, One Punch Man Season 3 definitely had a ton of shit wrong for it. But the fact that it got, like, so much online hate, like, specifically from big reactors, not to name any names, but specifically because there was so much, like, online shit stirring about those two shows, they made my enjoyment of the shows lower. I would put it one... Yeah, like I said, honestly, I could see myself putting it in any of these three, but like that's pretty much the whole reason why I have this specific tier, is because One Punch Man Season 3 and the beginning after the end got so much online hate that it made me like dislike those shows more than I probably would have. Okay, standard adventure anime / harem anime. Just mid. It's just mid. It's just mid. It's like pretty bare bones basic, but like there's okay animation and things like that. It's definitely not Fruit Master. It's not Fruit Master. Haven't seen. Yeah, it's there's better shit to watch. It's not really worth seeing. Anything, honestly, anything from here up, I recommend. I recommend anything from here up is like, yo, go check this shit out. Okay, so this is, I already knew going into this tier list that this was going to be my goated manga of 2025. Destroy all humankind, they can't be regenerated. I know I've talked about this before on the channel, but I've been like very into Magic the Gathering for like 15 years ish, something like that. So anything associated with that, I really enjoy. And when they made like a Yu-Gi-Oh-esque manga centered around playing Magic the Gathering in the 90s, dude, I was so locked in. It is fully finished. They fully finished it this year. The like official translations haven't been fully released yet. But I fully read this whole series, and I liked it so much that I bought like the first 5 as like hard copies. Actually, they should be coming today. They might come like while I'm streaming right now. But yeah, Destroy All Humans, they can't be regenerated. It's just like a 90s Magic the Gathering romance manga, basically. And I tore through it so quick. Did you cosplay art? So I'm probably not going to I usually save it for like the character tier lists, but listen, I'm very poor from buying cosplays. I'm very poor from buying cosplays over the past like 5 months. After getting what was the last one I did? The last one I did was Doflamingo. And I'm trying to, appreciate the follow. I'm saving up right now to be able to do a cosplay for convention, because there are a bunch of conventions near me like pretty early on in the year, so I want to do cosplays for those. So I'm trying to like budget a little bit more effectively, because I've been spending so much money on cosplays in 2025. Especially because I went through like One Piece so quickly. Well, not so quickly, but I went through so many arcs of One Piece in 2025 that I probably spent like $400 on cosplays throughout 2025. You've watched Oh, okay. Yeah, that checks out. Listen, you didn't need to say the last half. You said you've watched One Piece 4 times. I just assumed you don't go outside very often. You didn't need to explain. You didn't need to elaborate. I already put 2 and 2 together, if I'm being honest with you. I put that together. But yeah. Destroy all humankind, they can't be regenerated. Highly recommend. Especially if you like Magic the Gathering. Oh, this honestly was like my sleeper Naruto. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why would you say that? Carried by I will not engage with this level of incoherent rage baiting. I refuse. I refuse to engage. Boruto. He might be cooking. He might be cooking. He might be cooking. Wait, I'm not talking about shows that didn't come out in 20. We're not talking about shows that didn't come out in 2025. Shows had to come out in 2025 to be part of this discussion. Out here talking about Naruto and Boruto. These fucking guys. Okay. Where was I? Best. That's not even good rage bait. You're not even doing good rage bait now. Where was I at? Detectives these days are crazy. 8 out of 10. I think it goes there. Yeah. 8 out of 10. It's actually, you know what? Nah, it goes there. It goes there. So it's, if you like the sort of humor that is in Gintama, then you will really like Detectives These Days Are Crazy. So if you are a big Gintama enjoyer, I recommend this show. I think you'll enjoy it. For me, it starts off really strong. They're like, some of the like middle of the season episodes aren't that great, but it's pretty good. Actually, you know what? Meh, yeah. Looking at the rest of this list, I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Spy Family. Season 3. Season 3 of Spy Family. Obviously still ongoing. I really enjoyed what I've seen so far, though. I'm fully caught up. I'm fully caught up. Fully current on season 3. At least as of like what's out right now. I would put it here. Yeah, I'd put it there. Oh, was that the end of season 3? Oh, I did not realize that was the end. That feels really short. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that feels really short compared to like the... Okay. Huh. Yeah, especially compared to like the first and second season. That feels really short. I also watched the Spy Family movie. It's up on the YouTube channel. youtube.com/SpartnFish. Just saying. Blue Lock. This is kind of a weird spot in the manga. Obviously, we're going into some really, really hype shit is about to start happening. Well, I mean, we just finished like the first game of the World Cup. So, like, we're already into some pretty hype shit. But I feel like the first game of the World Cup wasn't that great. So maybe it's just like recency. Like, I didn't really like what happened recently. But I feel like 2025, I'm trying to remember how, like, beginning of the year, what was going on in the manga. Which team will I be supporting in the FIFA? I mean, I would love to say the US, but like, I don't know, man. My national pride has really been dwindling the past 2 years. Is that fair? Is that fair to say? My national pride is at an all-time low the past couple years. So I don't know if I genuinely feel that way. I haven't caught up on Blue Lock. I mean, it's pretty good right now. I feel like the fact that I can't remember what was happening early on in the year says that it shouldn't be ranked that high. But like, dude, there's so many chapters, you know? Need to rewatch Boruto shooting exit. I'd probably reread it before I would rewatch it, if I'm being honest. Yeah. But Blue Lock, I think, yeah, it just goes there. It just goes there. It just goes there. Catch Me at the Ballpark. Let me say, first off, I wouldn't read anything with that show. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Listen, I will say the Boruto manga way better than the show, and I feel like that's like, I feel like everyone kind of says that across the board with every fucking anime, just generally speaking. But in Boruto's case, it's like extremely prevalent because basically the first 50-ish episodes of the anime aren't in the manga. So, bro, the manga is just strictly better. Oh, you've lost me. Oh, okay. Okay. Listen, I haven't read any of the Blue Lock manga. And I know I've heard that it goes on a lot of breaks, and that's kind of been like the main reason why I've held off on it. But the things that people complain about in the anime have never bothered me. So for me, like, yeah, Black Clover, bro, I'm so excited for season 2. I am so excited for new Black Clover to be coming out because I haven't read any of the manga. So I've just, as far as I'm concerned, nothing has happened outside of the movie. What was that? Oh yeah, Catch Me at the Ballpark. What I wanted to say before I went off on a tangent about Boruto, I fucking hate baseball, brother. I hate baseball. Baseball is, in my opinion, it should not be called a sport. It should be considered a game. And it's so fucking boring to me, dude. I don't get how people like baseball. That being said, Catch Me at the Ballpark, 8 out of 10. And in fact, actually, I'm going to put it... I'll put it right there. Catch Me at the Ballpark goes right there for me. It's a good show, bro. It's a good show. I like Catch Me at the Ballpark. I like Catch Me at the Ballpark. Okay. Now, remember how I said going into this, I pretty much knew what was going to happen in those top 2 spots. Like, I knew what was going to be in my top 2. I didn't know the rest of this. The rest of this, I'm just kind of doing it as I feel. Solo camping for 2? Brother. This show, like, ended 2 weeks ago. And I've probably rewatched it twice. I think I've rewatched it all the way through like twice, and I've just watched like random episodes, like pretty much as the series was going on. I would just go back and be like, I want to rewatch this episode again. Like, bro, Solo Camping for 2, I don't know what it is, but that show is like, it's so perfect for me. It's like the perfect like comfort based show. Solo Camping for 2, so highly bro, I don't go camping. I watched this show and I was hitting people up. I was like, hey man, when are you trying to go camping? You trying to go camping this year? Like, Solo Camping for 2 is so just wholesome, relax. Dude, Solo Camping for 2 and Destroy All Humankind. Bro, those are my 2 must recommend things of 2025. Bro, especially if you like Magic the Gathering, Destroy All Humankind. Peak. Because there's not a lot of Magic the Gathering mangas out there. At least not that I know. But one thing I will say is, if you do decide to read Destroy All Humankind, do not look at anything else that manga creator did. Do not look at anything else that manga creator made. I cannot stress this enough. Only read Destroy All Humankind. Do not read anything else he made. I looked at his, because I liked it so much. I was like, damn, let me see what else this guy made. The next like long running series he had, I think it would be TOS. if I talked about it on Twitch, like what the plot is of the other manga he made. It mostly centers around a dude cranking his shit. That's most of the plot. So, for that reason, Sharks, I do not recommend his other mangas. But Destroy All Humankind? Now that's good content. That's good content. I know what you're talking about. Okay. That I don't know what that says about you. I mean, I did not read that. Okay. Okay. I mean, you seem to know it pretty quickly, but okay. Digimon Beat Break. I haven't finished it. I don't really know if I plan to or not. I was a big Digimon head when I like the first series for Digimon. Like I had Metal Greymon, I had War Garurumon action figures like when I was younger. But Beat Break, it didn't really like hit me as hard. And I feel like there are a lot of shows where like just based off of nostalgia, they should hit pretty hard. But Beat Break just didn't really like grip me all that much. It seems like it's a really cool premise. And maybe I just haven't given it enough of a chance. I only watched like the first 2 episodes of Beat Break, and it just didn't really click for me. But maybe I need to check out a little bit more, give it a chance. But yeah, as of right now, I dropped Beat Break. Why is it called Beat? Bro, you're still stuck on that last manga you read. You're still thinking about that last manga you read. I don't know what to tell you, man. Ooh, okay, Clevites. I really liked the art style for Clevites. Some of the story wasn't like that good, but I really liked the art style for Clevites. Honestly, I think. Do you take beat? Shut up, dude. Do you take beat breaks at work? This fucking guy. What was I talking? Yes, I liked the art in Clevites. Right, that's what I was talking about. I think it goes up here for me. Definitely. Actually, let me rearrange some stuff real quick. Actually, yeah, like that. Yeah. The art. Yes, the art in Clementine. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you're paying attention and taking notes. Yes. Okay. Dandadan season 2. There were so many like sick moments from Dandadan season 2. I feel like this isn't problematic to say. I did like season 1 better. But there were more like really hype moments in season 2, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know what, like the relationship building in season 1, I liked a little bit more, but there were really hype moments in season 2 that I like really enjoyed. The hot spring scene, the fact that universally, if you hadn't read the manga, which I hadn't read the manga, universally everyone was like, yes, it's psycho aliens or demons or something like that. No, it's just fucking old guys. It's just fucking old guys. That made it so much worse. But yeah, I think it goes 8 out of 10 for me. Actually, no, it's 8 out of 10. It's 8 out of 10, I think. I think I'm gonna end up bumping up My Hero before this tier list is over. I need to see where everything else goes, but I think I might end up bumping up My Hero. Watching Fire Force. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Brilliant Healer. I feel like this show got a lot of hate because there's just like there's so many shows like it that are like a little bit better. Like I feel like Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic is like a little bit better. But I like this show. I'm fan of like harems where it's just like fucking nonsense. You know what I mean? Oh no, yeah, don't get me, it's definitely mid. But it, I don't know. There's just something about this show that I really enjoyed. You know what I mean? Like, I just really enjoyed this show despite, like, all of the weird shit that it had going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good show by any means, but I just really liked this show. So for that reason, it goes above mid. It goes above mid because it is, by all accounts, a very mid show. But I don't know why. I really liked that show. Blue Exorcist. This is, I'm trying to remember what the name is of like the current arc that just aired. I think is it Kyoto? I can't remember what arc just aired. Either way, I talked about this like, I don't know, like a year and a half ago at this point when I was talking about like the like what animes are on my list of like the things that I've rewatched the most or like have enjoyed the most. Blue Exorcist, when that manga was first coming out, like it was at a point in time for me where I had pretty much like stopped following any anime or manga like completely. And then when Blue Exorcist was coming out, like, I don't know why I just got like really into Blue Exorcist specifically. And that like really got me back into anime or manga, like as a whole. So I feel like for me, Blue Exorcist has a lot of nostalgia. And that kind of makes me rank it a little bit higher. I still need to finish the new arc, by the way, but for me, I'm going to be actually, yeah, I'll put it right there. Yeah. 6.8 out of 10. I mean, that's super under, like, it's nothing crazy, but for me, it like hits like really specific nostalgia. So I probably rank it higher than most people probably would. King's Avatar, season 2, obviously not as good as season 1. Just like Naruto. Get the fuck out of here. King's Avatar. If season 2 was like how the show was introduced to me, I probably wouldn't have watched it. But because of like how much I enjoyed season 1, and like I've seen every iteration of this show pretty much because they have like 2 different live action versions and 2 different animated versions. Like I really like King's Avatar. Like I feel like anyone in general, if you follow like competitive esports at all, like this is such a great show. Like you would really enjoy this show. Like if you follow competitive esports to any degree, I feel like King's Avatar is just so fucking good. But yeah, I feel like season 2 was just like a lot weaker than season 1 for sure. So it just kind of goes right there. Actually, it goes under Clevitas. It goes under Blue Lock. Yeah. It goes right there. Have you seen the clip of Jinxie? Yes. Yes. Mighty 9. some of the changes they made to this, because people don't know, I talked about this a lot when I did the reactions for it. I was actively like following this campaign when it was coming, like when it was airing, when they were streaming it. And some of the changes feel a little bit weird to me, and some of it feels a little bit rushed, even though I know that it's like you have to change the pacing of a D&D campaign to make it match a TV show. But I feel like some of the pacing changes I don't really like. And it just kind of like at certain points I was like, I don't really know. I think it goes there for me. It probably goes above Shield Hero. Yeah, it goes above Shield Hero. Solo leveling. I mean, if there was ever a show that was going to be in the carried by aura tier, is gonna be solo leveling. Like this tier was designed for solo leveling. It's the epitome of being carried by aura. It's the most carried by aura. Fuck, summons don't count. Trahe-in, Gina, and Dad. Yeah, Dad. No, Dad counts. Dad counts. Dad counts. Dad counts for sure. Dad counts for sure. Not a real kid. Yes, it is. Stop. Just because I don't know his government name doesn't mean he doesn't exist. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Oh, Outcast Restaurant. I really liked the first half of Outcast Restaurant, but the second half kind of fell off for me. I'm gonna put it top of mid. Top of mid for me, for sure. Okay. Ooh, Vigilantes. For some reason, the art that I was able to get, you know, right. See, would it be better or worse if I exclusively knew the teenage girl characters' names? Would that make it better or worse? I feel like that just makes it worse, you know? I feel like that more so solidifies the point rather than, you know, does anything positive for me. Oh, see? Oh, yeah. We'll see. That shows you how memorable he is then. I mean, I thought, see, it's a good thing you told me who it was, because I was about to start describing his sidekick, whose name I also don't remember. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, Tiger Guy, he's cool. Best viewers, streamboo.com. Remove space. Oh my god, dude. Fucking ad goblins. Get out of here. This shit out of here. The Blondie. Yes. Yeah. The one who, the first time he shows up, dresses like a fucking Power Ranger. Well, not the first time he shows up, but when he buys his second suit of armor, I think. What was the target? Oh yeah, Vigilantes. Vigilantes was really riding the coattails of my hero. Don't diss his ring. Okay. Oh, excuse me, I wasn't familiar with his game. Vigilantes definitely had some really cool moments. Getting the backstory that we got for a lot of characters was really cool. Having him show up in the finale of My Hero was really cool. But I feel like it was kind of mid for me. Like, there were definitely really cool moments that I enjoyed, but I feel like I only enjoyed those moments because of My Hero. Like, on its own, I don't think Vigilantes really stands out that much, but it's like every cool moment from that show is cool because My Hero exists, you know? Oh, okay. Season two of Kaiju. Honestly, I feel like season 2 of Kaiju was pretty good. It was pretty good. I feel like it hit like a lot more of the like emotional moments that I felt like season 1 didn't. Would you rate? I haven't seen it yet. I've refused to see it in theaters so I could watch it for my goddamn YouTube channel. So I didn't watch it. But I mean, it is out now, so I do plan on watching it this week, but I'm only going to have it on the like paid access side of things, so that way I don't get my channel deleted and sued like what happened when I was watching Tokyo Ghoul, because the studios in Japan tend to be very litigious. So I'm probably not going to have it on my YouTube channel until it's like officially released for streaming. But I do plan on watching it hopefully this week. Campfire cooking. It's just mid. Like slop is pretty specific to me. Like slop is very specific. And I don't feel like campfire cooking qualifies as slop. Reincarnated as a vending machine. I haven't finished. I don't really know if I plan to pick it back up. I watched like the first 3 episodes. I don't think it's for me. I don't think that show is for me, if I'm being honest. Reincarnated as a vending machine. Probably not for me. I don't think I'm going to go back and finish it. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are some big reincarnated as a vending machine heads who want to like leave me comments about how I don't understand how cool it is to be a vending machine. But I don't know, man. I never finished it. Okay, now let me look at this, see if there's anything I want to move. I think I do want to move My Hero. I think I want to move it above Dandadan, actually. No, I don't want to move it above Dandadan. I'm going to move it right there. L take. That's fine. Listen, that's the whole point of these tier lists, is that it's my opinion. It's like my opinion, man. So it can be an L take, whatever. It's just how I feel about the show. That's why, you know, stuff like Solo Camping for 2 and fucking Destroy All Humankind are my top goats of 2025, when I assume the majority of people haven't read or watched either of those. But for me, they were the best things I read and watched this year. Far and away the best things that I read and watched this year. But yeah, that's what it is. Those are all of my shows, mangas from 2025. Gonna do an outro for the YouTube. Hold on. Y'all don't go anywhere. I'm gonna do an outro for the YouTube. Hold on. Yeah, so those are all of my top mangas, top animes of 2025. Again, this is just the stuff that I watched or read in 2025 that came out during this year. So obviously I can't talk about One Piece because I didn't read or watch any One Piece that came out in 2025. All of the stuff from One Piece that I'm currently watching came out in like, I don't know, like 2012 or something like that. So that's why there's no One Piece on this tier list. If you want to see One Piece tier lists, then maybe you should go check out the playlist on the YouTube channel that's just fucking tier lists and video essays about One Piece. Maybe you should go watch those instead, because I have a lot of them. I do a tier list and an arc review video / like video essay after every arc, every saga of One Piece. So go watch those. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of my tier list. If you disagree, if you hate me, if you think me moving up my hero is an L take, like what I was just told in my Twitch chat, it's an L take. So let me know. Come hang out. Join the Discord. There's a link down in the description on every YouTube video, so you can chat, yap, get notified whenever I post a YouTube video, whenever I go live on Twitch. And you also get extra access to shows that aren't even available on YouTube. You get access to, extra episodes of One Piece every week, things like that. So yeah, join the Discord, come hang out. But that's going to be it for this one. See you guys next time. Peace.